My mom stole my college fund for her new family. Then Grandma made one decision that changed everything. I found out my mother had emptied my college account 3 weeks before my 18th birthday. I remember staring at the screen for almost a full minute because I couldn't understand what I was seeing. The balance said $0. That account wasn't just some savings account. It was the reason I believed college was possible. My father had opened it when I was little, before he passed away. He had left money specifically for my education. As I got older, I started working after school and putting part of every paycheck into the same account. By the time I was 17, there was about $75,000 in it. My mother was the legal custodian until I turned 18. She had never put money into it, but she loved telling relatives that she was the one making sure her daughter had a future. Then she remarried. Her new husband, Daniel, had twin 10-year-old sons named Mason and Miles. At first, I was actually happy for her. The twins seemed nice enough, and I didn't mind having new people around the house, but within a few months, I started noticing something. My mother treated them differently. She bought them expensive clothes, new bikes, gaming equipment. Whatever they asked for seemed to appear within days. She kept saying they needed to feel accepted because they were joining a new family. I understood that. What I didn't understand was why I suddenly felt like I was no longer part of that family. The twins started calling my mother Mom. She loved it. One night she hugged them and said she finally had the sons she had always wanted. I was standing in the kitchen when she said it. I waited for her to notice me. She didn't. A few weeks later, someone at a family gathering asked her about her children. She immediately started talking about the twins. Then she realized I was standing beside her. "Oh, and she's here too," she said. I laughed awkwardly because I didn't know what else to do. But inside, something broke. Things got worse after that. She started introducing the twins as her boys. When someone corrected her and said I was her daughter, she would laugh and say she kept getting confused because there were so many kids now. I started spending more time outside the house, school, work, the library, anywhere that didn't make me feel invisible. Then one afternoon, I decided to check my college account. I wasn't expecting anything unusual. I just wanted to see how much I had saved. Instead, I saw $0. I immediately called the bank. The representative checked the account and told me there had been a withdrawal 2 days earlier. The entire balance had been taken out. I asked who authorized it. She said my mother. I couldn't even speak for a few seconds. Then I asked if there had been some kind of mistake. There hadn't. I drove home and confronted my mother. She was sitting at the table helping the twins with homework. That hurt too. She had rarely helped me with school when I was their age. I asked her where my college money was. She barely looked up. I used it. I thought I had misheard her. You used all of it? She nodded. For the boys. She explained that they needed better opportunities. Their school, their activities, things they would need as they got older. I reminded her that the money had been saved for my education. She shrugged. You can figure something else out. Then she suggested community college and loans. I asked how she could possibly think that was fair. Her answer was simple. You're almost an adult. They still need me. That sentence stayed with me. I looked at the twins. One of them smiled. The other said they could finally get some things they had been asking for. My mother didn't correct them. That was when I realized she wasn't embarrassed. She genuinely believed she had done the right thing. I went to my room and started crying. Not because I had lost $75,000, because I suddenly understood that my mother had chosen them over me. That night, I overheard her talking to Daniel. She said I had already received 18 years of attention. She said the twins had more potential. And she said my father would have understood that the living children needed the money more. I sat on my bed listening through the wall. I didn't know how someone could say something like that about the person who was supposed to be my mother. The next morning, I started researching my options. I learned that because she had been the legal custodian, the withdrawal wasn't as simple as walking into a police station and reporting it, but that didn't necessarily mean there was nothing I could do. I saved every bank statement, every message, every piece of information I could find. I didn't know whether any of it would help, I just knew I couldn't sit there and do nothing. Then I remembered my grandmother. Her name was Martha. She had always been close to me. Every Sunday, I visited her, so that weekend I went to her house. The second she opened the door, she knew something was wrong. I tried to hold everything together. I couldn't. I told her everything. The account, the withdrawal, my mother's comments, the twins laughing, the way my mother had started acting like I wasn't really her daughter anymore. Grandma listened quietly. When I showed her the bank records, her expression completely changed. She asked me one question. Did your mother actually spend your money on the boys? I told her what I knew. Grandma stood up and walked to her desk. Then she made a phone call. She had been working with a lawyer because she was updating her will. Apparently, my mother had been expecting to inherit almost everything someday. The house, her savings, her investments, a substantial amount of money. My grandmother had originally planned to leave it to her. But after seeing what my mother had done, she changed her mind. She told me she was leaving everything to me. I immediately told her she didn't have to do that. I wasn't asking for her money. I just wanted someone to believe me. She held my hands and said she wasn't doing it because she felt sorry for me. She was doing it because she wanted to protect my future. She also told me something I hadn't heard in years. My father had always worried about what would happen to me if he wasn't around. Grandma said she wanted to make sure his concern didn't become my reality. She called her lawyer that same day. My mother found out shortly afterward. She was furious. She called Grandma and demanded to know what was going on. Grandma didn't argue. She simply told her that she knew about the college account. My mother tried to explain. Then she tried to justify it. She said the twins needed the money. Grandma told her that wasn't an excuse. After that, Grandma stopped taking her calls. For the first time, my mother couldn't talk her way out of something. A few weeks later, my 18th birthday arrived. I secretly hoped my mother might at least remember. She didn't. There was no cake, no card, no present, nothing. I left for school that morning without saying anything. When I came home, the house was empty. My mother had taken Daniel and the twins out for dinner. They were celebrating the twins. On my birthday, I went upstairs and sat on my bed. Then my phone rang. It was Grandma. She sang happy birthday to me. Her voice was shaky, but she sounded happy. Then she told me she had opened a small account in my name. There was $5,000 in it. She said it wasn't an inheritance. It wasn't a reward. It was simply birthday money from a grandmother who wanted her granddaughter to know she mattered. I cried harder than I had all day. After that, I started planning my future again. I applied to colleges. I searched for scholarships. I worked more hours. My grandmother helped whenever she could, and slowly, things started improving. But her health wasn't. She had been dealing with health problems for years, and by winter, she was getting weaker. I began visiting her almost every day. Sometimes we talked. Sometimes we just sat together. She told me stories about my father when he was young. Things I had never heard before. One evening, she told me something I'll never forget. She said that losing a parent early in life can make you spend years trying to earn love from the people who remain. Then she looked at me and said, "You don't have to earn mine." I cried. She hugged me. For the first time in months, I felt like I wasn't fighting alone. Meanwhile, my mother kept pretending everything was normal. She posted pictures of the twins. She talked about how proud she was of her boys. She never mentioned me. Whenever relatives asked about my college plans, she gave vague answers. Eventually, some family members started noticing. One aunt asked why my mother wasn't helping me pay for school. My mother told her I was difficult and expected too much. I stayed quiet. I didn't want a family war. I just wanted to leave. Then Grandma got sick enough to spend several days in the hospital. I stayed with her as much as I could. My mother eventually showed up too. Suddenly, she was acting like the devoted daughter. She brought flowers. She spoke softly to the nurses. She kept telling everyone how much she loved her mother. Grandma barely responded. When I arrived, she reached for my hand. That was all I needed to know. Later, my mother tried to argue with me in the hallway. She said I was turning Grandma against her. I didn't argue. I told her Grandma could make her own decisions. Security eventually asked my mother to leave. After that, Grandma came home. She was weaker, but we still had time together. One afternoon, she asked me to promise her something. She told me not to spend my life trying to prove my worth to my mother. She told me to go to college, build a career, make friends, create a home where I felt safe. And most importantly, she told me never to let anyone convince me that I wasn't worth protecting. I promised. A few weeks later, Grandma passed away peacefully in her sleep. I was heartbroken. She had been the one person who made me feel completely seen. My mother took control of the funeral arrangements almost immediately. She told relatives how close they had always been. She spoke about their special relationship. She even talked about how she hoped to honor Grandma's legacy. I said nothing, because I knew the truth. A week after the funeral, we went to the lawyer's office for the will reading. My mother arrived confidently. She brought Daniel with her. She was already talking about what she planned to do with the inheritance. Then the lawyer opened the documents. He read the first important section. Everything was going to me. The house, the savings, the investments, the personal belongings, everything. My mother stared at him. Then she looked at me. For several seconds, nobody spoke. Then she exploded. She accused me of manipulating Grandma. She said I had taken advantage of an elderly woman. She said the inheritance should have belonged to her. The lawyer remained calm. He explained that the will had been changed months earlier while Grandma was healthy enough to make her own decisions. Then he placed several documents on the table. Bank records, notes from conversations, information about the college account, evidence showing that Grandma understood exactly what had happened. My mother stopped yelling. She looked at the papers. Then she looked at me. For the first time, I saw something different in her face. Fear. She realized Grandma hadn't acted emotionally. She had planned everything carefully. My mother threatened to challenge the will. The lawyer told her she was free to pursue any legal option she believed she had, but the meeting was over. I walked out without saying a word. 2 weeks later, I moved into Grandma's house. I took only the things that belonged to me: my clothes, my laptop, my books, a few photographs. I left everything else behind. The twins watched me leave. They didn't apologize. They didn't say goodbye. I didn't expect them to. That first night in Grandma's house was difficult. It was too quiet. I sat alone in the kitchen and cried. I cried because Grandma was gone. I cried because my mother had chosen someone else's children over me. And I cried because I was finally free. For years, I had been afraid of being alone. But that night, I realized something. Being alone was better than being somewhere I was constantly made to feel unwanted. I started college soon afterward. The financial aid office helped me put together a package based on my situation. Grandma's money helped cover what remained. I studied hard. I worked when I needed to. And I slowly built a life that belonged to me. My mother still tried contacting me. Sometimes she apologized. Sometimes she blamed me. Sometimes she said we were still family and should forgive each other. But forgiveness doesn't mean giving someone another chance to hurt you, so I kept my distance. Years later, I still think about that college account. The money my father left me was gone. I never got it back. But strangely, that's not what I remember most. I remember the moment my grandmother looked at me and told me I didn't have to earn her love. I remember the birthday phone call. I remember the quiet afternoons when she told me stories about my father. And I remember walking into her house for the last time knowing that even though she was gone, she had left me something much bigger than money. She left me a future. My mother taught me that being related to someone doesn't guarantee they'll treat you like family. My grandmother taught me the opposite. Real family isn't always the person who shares your name. It's the person who sees your pain and chooses to stand beside you. And when I finally understood that, I stopped wondering why my mother hadn't chosen me. I started choosing myself instead.